I figure we might as well just leave them on now and it'll go live in a second.
I almost need to be deaf to hear myself.
Just speak again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Go again.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, it's louder in this ear than that, but it does work.
So like I need to be sort of deaf to hear myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I want one of these hoodies. I just can't afford them. Three on three, king of the court as a warm-up.
Are you a fan of the 3x3 hustle?
Yeah. Well, Darcy Harding, he's actually in the Australia selection team for it.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, Owen from Killscythers as well. There's a few other of these NBL1 boys in it as well. It seems to be a mix of NBL1 and NBL players. I played in, like, you know, the low-level one for a bit of fun, not the pro version. Seeing as me and Darcy play the same position and he's 7 inches taller than me, that might give you a reason why I'm not in that tournament. Yeah, Owen from yeah.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the newly minted NBL1 season, week 1 and night 2 of competition. It is going to be a packed house here at the Diamond Valley Basketball Stadium as rivals Diamond Valley Eagles take on the Eltham Wildcats in our double header. I'm Michael Thompson and I'll be calling games for the Diamond Valley Eagles in season 2019. And joining me for the season is a man who knows Diamond Valley very well, back to front. He knows the system of basketball very well in this country, in this state as well, very well. I speak of Jamie Beaton. Jamie, welcome to the coverage.
Hey guys, welcome to the game. It should be a great game. Watching the girls do a 3-on-3 tournament to start off, bit like the hustle.
It's good out here. It's interesting. Week 1, we've had a few games last night. What do you think of the games that you've seen so far over the course of the last 24 hours or so?
The talent level's high, especially following in from what was the Seaball games. We've gained a lot of extra talent coming down from the NBL and from overseas. It's going to be a great season to watch. I mean,
we saw last night, we saw Geelong take on Nunawading, which ended up being a good game for both the men's and the women's. But then we had one-sided competition between Dandenong Rangers and I'm going to get this wrong here, the Centre of Excellence over in Canberra. So I think the women's team got beaten quite comfortably by the Dandenong team, but I think the men's team beat them quite comfortably as well. And we'll endeavour to get through all the rest of the scores because we've got a big Super Saturday happening, and we're still in March Madness too, Jay.
Yeah, March Madness is amazing. It's one of the first years that all the top seeds have still sort of stayed in it. There's been no Cinderella stories. People are saying they miss the old David and Goliath, but hey, I don't mind seeing two powerhouses go up against each other, and let's just hope Zion doesn't blow out another shoe.
And we've got, the Eagles and the Wildcats who know each other very, very well back to front as well. Rivalry game and all.
This is a heated rivalry. Being in the same council district, we always seem to run into each other for absolutely everything.
And what are you expecting from both sides this evening for the men's and the women's?
Honestly, this is going to be a heated game. Everyone wants the bragging rights in our council district. And in the league as a whole, we're two of the bigger organizations, some of the powerhouse teams. We've got ex-Australia players on both sides, and everyone wants to win.
And we've got the NBL1 as well, which is, used to be called the Seaball competition, but I'm glad they've sort of rebranded it. Like Jeremy Lolinga, the CEO of the NBL, wants to make this a national competition, which I think is fantastic for the sport as well. And it's good that, he's using, the teams from the Seaball competition as a bit of, a good way to start off NBL1 and potentially sort of jump from not only here in Victoria, but also make it a statewide competition.
Well, the big thing I liked was last year Seaball became a bit difficult with home games because to be in the Seaball comp, you didn't have to have a male and a female squad. So, like, Diamond Valley did. We had male and female, but some nights our home game would be Diamond Valley versus Eltham for the men, and then females it would be Diamond Valley versus Nunawading. It's just a bit of an easier schedule when you know Diamond Valley's playing Eltham men and women tonight.
And both the Wildcats and the Eagles have brought in some interesting imports for the women's side, which we're looking at a lot closely at this point in time before we look at the men's side as well. And can you tell us a few players from the Eagles that might shine in the women's side, especially in this game, staying off in about 10 minutes' time?
Well, obviously the key signing is going to be Hope, playing at number 11. She's had a huge career, and she's going to be one of the focuses of our offense.
And what about the Wildcats itself? You said there's a few big names from the Wildcats as well, a few imports as well for both the men's and the women's. What can you tell us about the Wildcats in that regard?
They've always just been a really well-coached side. They've got their import, I'm going to mess the last name up, Chelsea Schweers.
Close enough.
She can score with the best of them. Another player to watch would be Vanessa Panusis, while former UMass center Maggie Mulligan has a history of both scoring and rebounding. The coach is known to get local talent.
I think we're about to almost be ready for, I think, the national anthem very, very shortly.
They all games on tonight. We live? Is the mics on?
Yep.
Yeah, back with what you were saying earlier, it will be an interesting for the years to come. The NBL1 CEO has come out saying he'd like to turn it into a national comp.
Absolutely. I think it'll be great for the sport as well. But as I said, you know, it's good that we're starting off with the former Sable teams as sort of, would you call it an experiment to see how it sort of goes in its first season before constantly maybe expanding to other regions around Australia like New South Wales and Queensland?
Experiment might not be the right word. I think it was a very good opportunity and they jumped on it. What they've essentially done is taken the top league for Victoria and the southeastern areas and built a super comp. However, there is the QBL in Queensland, which they would love to get in on this and have an NBL Queensland, and the Waratah League for New South Wales. We're getting on with the introductions now.
Yep.
got that name right. Unfortunately, you guys can't see it on the live stream, but Diamond Valley have actually got a really nice intro video up on the big screen, showing off the skills of some of the players and some cool little moves.
And that's what they're doing in season 2019. Hashtag Flyers1, hashtag We Are North.
I always do love when they do the intros with the young players to try and inspire them. It's interesting that a few of the players have their last name on the back, but not all of them. It's interesting that a few of the players have their last name on the back, but not all of them.
The national anthem being sung as the players shake hands.
Just an update for you guys. Anyone who's followed the roster would have known we had a big signing with Alex Wilson. She hasn't been cleared to play for this game and will hopefully be back next week.
So we'll look at this starting five for both sides right now. So we've got Kayla Brethington, we've got Hope Turdich, Brianna Gregory, Meg Krupe and Annalie Mully on the floor for Diamond Valley, and on the floor for Eltham, we've got Vanessa Panousis, Bridget O'Neill, Chelsea Brook, Chelsea Schreers, and Abby Ellis.
Just getting layup lines done with a couple minutes to go. I think we've got 4 minutes till tip-off.
You excited?
Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a game. I've been around them a bit this week, and absolutely everyone's egging to get the first win of the season, start the season off right. And it always helps when the NBL1 decided week 1 was going to be a rivalry round.
And I thought it was a great idea to have both Diamond Valley and Eltham at least conquer each other at least once this season, early on, before potentially maybe meeting up later in the year as well.
We've got the whole rivalry round for the entire tournament. I know we've got Cobras playing at Knox. We've got the Falcons versus the Frankston Blues, the Miners versus Spectres, the Sabres versus the Thun, and the Centre of Excellence is versing the Hawks. All of these have history and a bit of rivalry to go along.
So we'll be endeavouring to take you around the grounds, or around the court if you want to say it, over the course of the evening as well for the women's and the men's side as well. A few minutes left before tip-off to kickstart NBL1 action here between Diamond Valley and the Eltham Wildcats at the Diamond Valley Basketball Stadium. Crowd's looking good.
Blues, the Miners versus Spectres, the Sabres versus the Sun, and the Centre of Excellence is versus the Hawks. All of these have history and a bit of rivalry to go along.
So we'll be endeavouring to take you around the grounds, or around the court if you want to say it, over the course of the evening as well.
Moments from tip-off.
Rivalry game here. This is going to be good. I'm looking forward to watching the women's match here. You hit the nail on the head, right, Jamie, in regards to how close these teams are in regards to distance, and it's good to have a bit of rivals tip off at the start of the NBL1 season.
After reading the score sheet, you just don't realise how tall Hope is until you see her in person.
So sort of looking at potentially who might be looking, who's going to be starting off for the Eagles in the centre.
We've got a lot of height to start the game, a lot of length through the 4s and 3s position, so this should be an interesting matchup.
So it's Hope Turdich taking on Chelsea Book as we tip off here. 5 seconds. Here we go. Eagles, Wildcats, Night 2, Week 1.
Hope wins the tip.
She does indeed, and starts off well to Mally. Mally throws it over to Gregory. Gregory going towards the paint.
Gregory for the easy two.
Great stuff from Brianna Gregory here for the Eagles. 2-0 up early on this one. This is O'Neill for the Wildcats. She throws it to Brooke. And it's interesting the defense that they're doing at the moment. The Eagles, as they go for three to Wildcats, rebounds off, and the Eagles will get away through Bretherington.
Yeah, it was interesting to see the Eagles start off sagging off on shooters. We'll see if they can hit enough shots to make the defense come out.
Krupi at the three-point line. She's going to go deep. She passes off to Schreers.
Offensive rebound. Easy putback.
Great work from Annalie Malley. Good start for the Eagles in this one.
Can't ask for a better start, 4-0.
Schreers over to Brooke. And the Wildcats get their first points of 2019. 4-2. You can hear a lot of chatter out there.
Yeah, there's quite a packed crowd, and they seem into it already.
Turdich off to Gregory. Gregory to Bretherington.
Back to Turdich. Just facing her up. Oh, unlucky.
Great opportunistic shot there from Turdich. And they'll get away here, the Wildcats. As they go for the layup.
That was too easy. It was a missed assignment on a back door.
Brooke with the layup, and it's 4 at this point in time. So the referee has called for a foul.
On number 1, Vanessa Panusis. It's just a reach. It's one of those set the tone fouls. It's going to be nothing easy all night. They're even double teaming entry passes.
Hope Turdich has got the ball now for Eagles. As they're going to go deep. 4 on this one, and
oh, that's a charge foul. Defender got across in time. That's unlucky. Yeah, Brianna Gregory was unlucky there. 9 times out of 10, she would have just been able to get to the rack.
The Wildcats with possession of the ball. Panusis passes over to Schreers.
They're doing a lot of on-ball screens at Eltham. It's quite interesting to watch.
Schreers for three. Good rebound from the Eagles, and they can get away out of defense.
Honestly, that's a shot we'll live with tonight. Shooting a deep 3 in a close game.
Krupi trying to go for Turdich.
The idea of the pass was nice. It just wasn't there.
Stolen there. Mally's now got the ball. Mally off to Gregory.
Muscles away and loses it on a strip.
And Ellis has now got the ball, and she'll go for the layup, and she'll shoot.
That's one thing we can't live with. Live ball turnovers are a killer. They're easy fast break points.
That was a great layup, though, on the part of the Eltham Wildcats in this one. And they've hit the lead for the first time in this game.
You got Bretherington inbound in the ball.
Bretherington over to Krupi. She'll go for 3.
Oh, that's unlucky.
Very opportunistic there. And the ball will stay in play. Mally, no.
Foot was out of bounds. Eltham ball.
The girls are firing hard for the Eagles at this point in time. They're 6-4 down. 7:17 left here in the first. Schreers off to Ellis. Ellis for the 3. And again, the Eagles will break away here.
They're going to set up the offense now.
Mally to Krupi. To Gregory. Gregory passes off to Bretherington. Back to Krupi. Hope's got the ball.
Hope's trying her best to just settle it down and sort it out. She drives to the lane and gets fouled. There'll be 2 free throws to come.
The Eagles to go to the free throw line for hopefully 2 buckets here.
We got Jonathan Goodman making his first sub of the night. Bringing on number 16.
Jane Chalmers. And Bretherington will have a bit of a breather as Hope goes in for the first 3 throws of this game. No problem with the first bucket.
That's why they call it a charity stripe. Backdoor score.
Great work there from Annie Malley, and she gets up to 4 points now. She's having a great game so far. Eagles got the lead back. This is Brooke. Brooke over to Gillum. Gillum, Panousis with the three, and she hits it.
It was a big three. That puts them ahead.
8 to 9 here. The Wildcats in front by 1. Fast-paced action here to start things off, and
refs called a foul on 22, holding in the paint. Eltham are making their first sub. They're bringing on number 13, Cyan
Gillum,
and taking off 22, Abby Ellis.
Chalmers will bring the ball back in for the Eagles. Over to Krupi. Great shot. Good intentions, and stolen away again from the Wildcats, and they're rushing. They're going for a quick shot here, and hits it beautiful with Schreers. So the Wildcats get the lead back 10-9 with 5:10 left here in the first.
One thing that's very evident early is Eltham are going to score off transition buckets. Diamond Valley need to be careful with the ball. That's a big foul though, because now one more and they're in the bonus with 5 minutes to go. Eltham are going to have to be careful not to foul the rest of this quarter.
They're up to their second personal foul.
There are 4 team fouls is the issue though.
4 team fouls. Great shot from Chalmers, hits the backboard. Rebounded from Eltham, and the Wildcats get away in this one.
You can really tell Eltham just want to push the pace and get out in transition.
Schreers goes for 3, hits the backboard, and rebounded by Brianna Gregory for the Eagles. Malley runs for it.
Takes a pull up, and it's good.
Great shot from Malley in this one. I'm glad I've got you here, Jay. You're my little expert when it comes to sort of the play here, which is always good.
It's interesting to see Krupi picking up full court. That'll take it out of you. It's good D, though.
Chalmers to Turdich. Turdich goes with the layup, and she hits it.
I guess there's some benefits to being 6'5".
They're looking good at the moment, the Eagles. They've got the lead back, which is always good.
You see Coach Goodman pushing them from the sideline.
And a 3. Great opportunistic stuff from the Wildcats.
Oh, that's a good transition steal, although Eltham have ended up with it.
Back in defense here. Schreers.
Shot clock's running down.
Shot
Got
clock
it off in time.
Oh, and expires, the shot clock does.
Hit the rim so it reset for an easy bucket.
Interesting start in this one.
It's very backwards and forwards. No one's taken a dominant lead. No one's put their imprint on a game.
Krupi to Turdich. And she'll be fouled here.
That's bonus. So now every foul Eltham make is free throws for Diamond Valley.
The advantage goes to the Eagles in this one.
That's a huge advantage. Any single foul ends up in shots on the charity stripe.
Ellis will come back onto the court for Eltham, where Vanessa Panousis will go off, and Hope Turdich will again go to the bucket for 2. Swish.
First. On a different note, I've just seen our coaching director, Alan, walk in, and it's lovely to see him up on his feet and around the game.
looking good at the moment, the Eagles in this one.
Quick three from Eltham. We got the offensive board and they're going to fire again.
That's a great
Swish.
shot from Chelsea
That
Swears.
was nothing but net.
Great swishing of the bucket.
Jonathan Goodman's getting his subs ready, bringing on Peterson and Brethian again.
Mally, will she be opportunistic? No, she's going to try and go into the two. They're going to go deep in the paint here. Looks like they're trying to. Turdic, Chalmers for three. Can she hit it? No, she can't.
You can tell early on the game plan is to get it into Turdic and have her create from the post. She's our senior player and our leader. It's not to be expected.
Brooke goes in. A layup there for Eltham.
Blown layup.
By O'Neill.
It's Diamond Valley ball. We got subs. Peterson and Brethian on. And I've got Gregory and Krupi coming off. That'd just be to get fresh legs in. This is going to be a long game, ladies and gentlemen.
It is indeed. So we've got Chalmers. Passes off to Bretherington in this one. She'll pass it off to Peterson.
Oh, that was almost stolen.
Chalmers, three-point territory. They're
hit it.
sticking to three-point territory. Mally with an opportunistic shot.
Eltham are going to push the pace.
And breaking away out of there is Schweers.
They've just called an offensive moving screen foul, which is going to not be shots because it's an offensive foul. However, it's good to get the ball back in dominant position. Got Brethington inbounding to an easy post.
Mally goes through three. Defense and
cool travel. She wasn't able to get the shot off before she landed. It was great defense by Eltham on the triple team.
Would have really gone back in this one. Ellis for the Wildcats.
Obviously carrying some sort of injury with sleeve on her left arm.
Is also off to Schweers now.
Well, that's a good strip.
Schweers to Barden. Barden back to Ellis. Ellis hits the rim of the ball and the ball is called out.
They've called a foul on Diamond Valley, so it'd be sideline ball. They've called baseline ball, sorry, for Eltham. High fouling game tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll hopefully get the foul counts
We'll
on
give
us.
you an updated foul count at quarter time.
Absolutely we can. Quick ball there from Chelsea Brooke and another two for the Wildcats.
She's going to be dominant all game with that mismatch.
Mally try to go through to Chalmers and a great steal from the Wildcats.
These turnovers are killing Diamond Valley. I've got it at least 4 myself.
Schweers has got the ball for the Wildcats.
She goes with a nasty handle. She's got fouled in the act of shooting, so she's got shots to come. However, the Eltham coach has now been given an official warning. One more and he's teched.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
As I said, this is going to be a heated rivalry game.
From 1-11 to another, Schweers hits the first.
Swears is going to be a dominant part of their game tonight. You can see it with her handles and explosiveness getting to the rack.
She goes for a second, hits the backboard.
However, they've picked up the offensive board so they can set up their offense.
They have. It's gone back to Schweers.
There's only 8 seconds left on the clock, though.
Schweers will try and go deep to Gillum.
Diamond Valley ball on the airball shot.
It's good.
Subs for Eltham. Number 4, Denari Anayev has come on.
She's a young 15-year-old.
It's always good to get the young girls some senior side experience.
Absolutely. Bretherington passed the ball off to Meg Krupi, to Chalmers, back to Krupi, who'll go for 3 here, and she'll hit it!
That was set off the screen from Tridic. She really knows how to get these girls going.
The Eagles are looking really good in this one late.
2-point game, 35 seconds to go.
19-17, Eagles leading this one. It's close. The Wildcats will go deep as well.
There's 1 second difference between the shot and game clock. I would expect them to hold it for the last shot of the quarter.
It's close.
Important security message.
The Wildcats will go
Your
deep
computer
as well.
has been locked up. Your IP address was used
There's
without
1
your knowledge
second
or
difference
consent to
between the
visit
shot and
websites
game
that
clock. I would
contains
expect
identity
them to
theft
hold it.
virus. To unlock the
Last
computer,
shot.
please call support immediately. Please do not attempt to shut down or restart your computer. Doing that may lead to data loss and identity theft. The computer lock is aimed to stop illegal activity. Please call our support immediately. Important security message. Your computer has been locked up. Your IP address was used without your knowledge or consent to visit websites that contains identity theft virus. To unlock the computer, please call support immediately. Please do not attempt to shut down or restart your computer. Doing that may lead to data loss and identity theft. The computer lock is aimed to stop illegal activity. Please call our support immediately. Important security message. Your computer has been locked up. Your IP address was used without your knowledge or consent to visit websites that contains identity theft virus. To unlock the computer, please call support immediately. Please do not attempt to shut down or restart your computer.
Back here on NBL1, watching on the NBL YouTube channel. My mistake a little bit as well. So it's actually the Wildcats who are up by 2, 19-17. Fast-paced stuff in that early on in that first quarter there, Jay.
Yeah, as I said, this was going to be a heated game, and that shows in the stat sheets. For Diamond Valley, we've got Kayla Brethington in foul trouble on 2, and Eltham have their captain Vanessa Panusis on foul trouble with 2, and Bridget O'Neill. We'll see if the fouls end up playing a factor in the final quarter.
So the Wildcats were the ones to bring the ball back in. Gillen has it for the Wildcats as we kickstart this second quarter here. Ellis, she'll run to the paint. She'll backtrack, hit it over to Barton. Barton misses.
The one key stack Jonathan Goodman will have been talking to his ladies, though, is the 6 turnovers Diamond Valley committed. That's a game amount, not a quarter. He will not be happy with that.
That would be a game killer, that's for sure. And it could cost your team at the end of the day as the Eagles get possession back in their offensive line. Gregory.
Brilliant pass inside.
They shoot deep. Mally's got it now, and the first points go to the Eagles, and we're tied up at 19 all, 9 minutes to go in this second.
This is going to be a back and forward game all night, I reckon.
Ellis off to Barton. Barton will shoot, and she'll score here. Wildcats regain the lead, 21-19. Chalmers out of defense into offense. Backtracks off to Mally.
Yeah, the size of Eltham's giving Diamond Valley trouble in the paint. That's for sure. It's a big 3 from number 24, Mally.
She's on fire tonight.
She's coming out scoring.
Watching the deep, and they'll go deep here too. Brooks doing well for the Wildcats. Eagles. What would you be doing now, the Eagles, to sort of try and stop the scoring of the Wildcats in this one, Jay?
They really just need to slow it down. Silly turnovers like this are killing them. The actual half-court sets aren't that much different from the teams, but Eltham are just absolutely destroying Diamond Valley with the fast break points off turnovers.
So Gillam's got the ball for the Wildcats. Great defensive pressure from the Eagles. 6 left on the shot clock. Great layup there from Chelsea Schweers.
As I said, Chelsea Schweers, her handles and explosiveness are just next level. She can get to the rack whenever she wants. She's going to be a problem all night long for Diamond Valley.
Wildcats out to 3.
They might have to look at double teaming and giving up some size in the post.
Hope will now try and get the bucket back, and she does. It's back to 1. 7:20 left here in the second.
If I was Diamond Valley, I'd be trying to 5 for Diamond Valley on, 15 off. Timeout for Eltham. You can just tell so far that Mally just wants it. She's working harder than everyone else out there. Sets aren't that much different from the teams, but Eltham are just absolutely destroying Diamond Valley with the fast break points off turnovers.
So Gillam's got the ball for the Wildcats. Great defensive pressure from the Eagles. 6 left on the shot clock. Great layup there from Chelsea Schweers.
As I said, Chelsea Schweers, her handles and explosiveness are just next level. She can get to the rack whenever she wants. She's going to be a problem all night long for Diamond Valley.
Wildcats out to 3.
They might have to look at double teaming and giving up some size in the post.
Hope will now try and get the bucket back, and she does. It's back to 1. 7:20 left here in the second.
If I was Diamond Valley, I'd be
Back after that timeout, and
both teams making many subs.
we were talking about Annalie Malley, and she's on 13 at this point in time. We've come to the conclusion, Jay, that she might be at an 80% field goal ratio tonight so far.
Well, my math's not great, but she's 5 of 6, 4 of 4 in the paint, and just missed 1 3-pointer. I'll take those stats.
Alice, over to
Steal by Diamond Valley. Can they create something off the miss?
Chalmers coming back. Oh, I don't know where she was pointing that to. And last touch is...
Ref has called Eltham ball.
So it's off Chalmers, the last touch there for...
Somehow I ended up with the basketball, but hey-ho. It's nice to see some of the males have turned up early to watch this game.
Which is always good. They're after the females in this one as well, as we've got a double-header tonight. Quick one, great rebounding there from the Eagles, and
they've called foul on Eltham on number 22.
So Abby Ellis is yet again fouled. I think she's had 1 foul. I think she's had 2 fouls to the game, personal fouls. Looking at the stats.
Where is she? No, yeah, that's her second foul for the game.
Second foul for the game.
It's not too bad in the second quarter, but she's got to be careful not to pick up that cheap 3rd foul and have to sit.
So Chalmers over to Malley, who goes for 3. Hits the rim and goes into the palms of Panusas. She'll shoot it over. This is Ellis now. Ellis trying to get in, and
That's a great move. She used a hesitation and jumped into the defender's lane, drawing the foul. My math's not great, but she's 5 of 6, 4 of 4 in the paint, and just missed 1 3-pointer. I'll take those stats.
good start here in this second. 26-25 with 5:38 left in the second. Alice now going to the bucket for 2. She can't get the first one for Wildcats fans. What do you think, Jay? Do you think she'll get it here?
Yeah, that's going in.
Goes into the bucket. Score at 26 all. Chalmers. It's been good so far this game.
They're creating space with backdoor cuts. We'll see if that can pay off later in the game.
Munro to Vasilijevic.
Drives hard and gets blocked. Oh, and the ref's called a late foul.
And that's going to Gregory as well. So,
Called it on Black 8.
which will be
Chelsea Brook.
Chelsea Brook. So Gregory will go to the line here for 2.
That's only her first foul, though, so she's okay.
What can Chelsea Brook produce with this free throw?
Gregory's on free throws.
Oh, sorry, Gregory's on.
Chelsea Brook committed the foul.
That's right. Gregory goes for it.
Oh,
She can't get it
donuts.
to both. We go back Chalmers.
She's a good free throw shooter, though, so she'll bounce back at her next time at the line.
Vasilijevic to Mally. Mally shoots and gets it.
Mally's just screaming for the ball every time down, and I would be too. If you're that hot, just keep shooting.
28-26, Brook.
Number
over.
1 with some sick handles and draws her foul. She's going to the line as well.
So that's going to be Vanessa Panousis for the Eltham Wildcats, who's going to go to the line for 2.
The foul was on Ivana Vasilovic.
And this will be her first foul. This will be a second foul, actually, of the game.
Yeah, 2 fouls apiece.
And Panousis gets the first. Cuts it back to 1.
The Eagles are playing, but I think they're sagging on shooters to prevent penetration. They've just handed off a turnover, though, and these are killing the Eagles tonight.
And that was Annalie Malley who had the ball last, but great defending there from Chelsea Schweers for the Wildcats.
Chelsea's just so explosive. She can get into little gaps you wouldn't expect anyone to be in.
The Wildcats are going to go deep here, are they? Alice, can she go again? Hits the rim.
Black ball. So off these baseline passes, I would expect them to stay in a zone to stop cutters, because otherwise you end up running into your own players, which is exactly what they've done.
Possession.
Oh, that was unlucky. It was nearly a steal.
It was
would
on.
have been away to the races if it got that.
I was going to say there, Jay, that it was actually it was coming from Chelsea Brook, who was actually going to pass it over to Abby Ellis. Penosis for the Wildcats. She'll pass this. Deep to Brooke. She'll shoot. It almost went in. Turdage gets the rebounds, and the Eagles are away.
Yeah, Brooke's their leading scorer for Eltham at the second. She's a monster in size, using her size and length to just get where she wants to go.
Turdage, she's going to go deep. She tries to go for the layup, and she hits it.
As I said that, Turdage went, oh yeah, you know what? I can do that too.
So the Eagles have got a bit of a handy buffer here. They're up by 5, 32-27, 3:13 left in the second.
They can leak that out to almost 10 at half. They'll be in a good scenario to finish the game.
Deep, she tries to go for the layup, and she hits it.
As I said that, Turdage went, oh yeah, you know what? I can do that too.
So the Eagles have got a bit of a handy buffer here. They're up by 5, 32-27, 3:13 left in the second.
They can leak that out to almost 10 at half. They'll be in a good scenario to finish the game.
Back here, and
We got 2 minutes to go until half time. It's a 1-point game with Diamond Valley leading. There's still anything to play for going into half.
And I can tell you as well in the other game as well, the Spectres are up 45-41 against Ballarat, 2:23 left in the second.
Which is interesting because the Miners are always a gritty team.
Bretherington over the Chalmers. She's going to try and rush in.
She tried the little pro hop. That's cheeky.
Turdage, no, it wasn't. It was actually Malley, and a foul committed again.
Yeah, she was getting pushed out of bounds and the ref wasn't having any of it.
Eagles up 35-34, 150 left here in the second.
Problem is the shot clock resets to 14 in this scenario. You've got to get a shot off quickly. Hope's barreling her way in. Oh, and she caught her foul. That's going to send her to the line for 2.
These are probably going to be 2 of the most important points in this free throw here. 146 left in the second.
Let's see if she can knock another 2 free throws in and push this lead out, while Eltham have called a sub. Number 13, Cyan Gillum is coming on, and number 5, Bridget O'Neill is coming off.
So O'Neill making way for Gillum as Turdage hits the first bucket. Back to 2 now, 36-34.
See if Hope can eke this league out a little bit more. And she does.
Turdage is up to 14 points in this game now. And they're up by 3. Pernosis.
It's the same side of the story for both teams. You've got one big lady going off and one guard going off.
Vanessa tried to go for three to tie it back up. She couldn't. Great rebounding there from Mally. Over to Chalmers.
Mally's just doing a bit of everything tonight. There's no way. Michaela Peterson with a quick foul. It's only her first of the game. We've got a lot of players on both teams with 2 fouls. Nobody's picked up the third just yet. Fingers crossed fouls don't become an issue in a game.
So Gillam now hits the first. Brings the margin back to 4 with 18.6 left on the clock in this second.
It's a problem in high-scoring games. You get yourself into the bonus and then you get yourself in trouble. We've got a timeout called by Diamond Valley Eagles.
39-36. We'll be back very shortly.
It's only our first of the game. We've got a lot of players on both teams with 2 fouls. Nobody's picked up the third just yet. Fingers crossed fouls don't become an issue in a game.
So Gillam now hits the first. Brings the margin back to 4 with 18.6 left on the clock in this second.
It's a problem in high-scoring games. You get yourself into the bonus and then you get yourself in trouble. We've got a timeout called by Diamond Valley Eagles.
39-36. We'll be back very shortly.
We've got a lot of players on both teams with 2 fouls. Nobody's picked up the third just yet. Fingers crossed fouls don't become an issue in a game.
So Gillam now hits the first. Brings the margin back to 4 with 18.6 left on the clock in this second. Back in this one, 39-36, the Eagles lead.
Quarter out.
That's Krupi Turdich trying to get the ball. She regains the ball.
Turdich shoots.
Hits it!
On the buzzer. Turdich for the buzzer beater. That sends us into halftime at 36-41. Diamond Valley ahead.
5 points the margin. I was going to say Turdich is on 18 alongside Mally in this one. We'll be back very, very shortly to sort of give the halftime analysis of Jamie Beaton here on NBL1. Back from half-time here. Diamond Valley 41, Eltham 36. And Jay, we saw a lot of shooting in that first half, and we saw a lot of quick pace, fast pace from both teams here. What are we expecting from both in the second?
Well, honestly, we're expecting a lot more of the same. After getting the stats, I imagine Eltham are going to focus on going inside more, seeing as they're 3 of 17 for 17%.
Mally tried to go hard for that one.
One player in major foul trouble, Bridget O'Neill, so I imagine she won't be playing a big role until the fourth. Penosis
tried to go for the shot there, and it's the Eagles ball as it goes out of bounds and will be brought back in by Brianna Gregory, who will pass off to Chalmers. Jane Chalmers with a great pass.
Mally's driving.
She's on 18 for the game. So is Hope.
Hope's backing her way in, and she sends the baby hook home.
Up by 7 now. The Eagles have got a very handy lead early on this third. 9:14 left, 43-36.
They're really aiming to leak it out to double digits. Anything below double digits can be destroyed real quick. That's an offensive moving screen called on number 13.
I was going to say, do you know what the run's been when it comes to points being scored by one team over the other yet? Do we have that stat up with us?
So the largest, where are we? The biggest lead for Eltham has been 5 points, and the largest lead for Diamond Valley has been 6. The largest runs we've had are the same, 5 and 6 points. I know everyone sees Andrew Bogut flail around and get away with it, but nobody else will.
The Wildcats are going to try and go deep.
That's a step back 3. They're not an easy shot.
The shot by Schweers has been bounced off the rim and back into the arms of the Eagles through Chalmers. Over to Mally, to Turdich, to Krupi. Pedestrian stuff here from the Eagles as Krupi goes for 3. Can it go back? No, it can't.
However, we've ended up with the offensive rebound, and they've called a jump ball. That makes it Eltham Wildcats ball. It's nice to see such local support come out for this game. Being a rivalry game and in the same council district, we've got a big show of support for both teams here.
Penosis will hit the 2 for the Wildcats, and it's now back to that exact margin, 7:35 left in the third.
Well, there goes that lead.
Chalmers over to Turdich.
Turdich sizes her up.
Trying to get through Brooke. Passes back over, and stripped of the ball has been Krupi, and the Wildcats can go offensive here.
This has been a theme of the game for Diamond Valley. They had 10 turnovers in the first half, and that makes it 11.
Brooke over to Ellis. Ellis, she'll shoot. Back. Great rebound there from Mally. Over to Chalmers. Shoot from Krupi. Almost a 3. Great layup there from Gregory, and it looks like it's going to be another jump ball, is it?
No, it's a foul on Gregory because she pulled from over the back.
Offensive structure been like for the Eagles from what you've seen so far in this third?
They're doing exactly what anyone would do when you've got Hope Turdich on your team. They're trying to set her up either at the high post or the low block, give it to her, see if she's got a scoring opportunity. If not, she's a willing passer and she can create for absolutely anyone.
Brianna Gregory making way for Hayley Munro. Gregory's score is she's at a foul. She's got 2 points to her name in this one as Vanessa Panousis now for the Wildcats. Over to Brooke. Brooke for 3, and she hits it. And the Wildcats are back in front here, 44-43. 6:35 left in the third. Jane Chalmers for the Eagles.
Jane Chalmers is in 3 fouls, so she really needs to be careful tonight.
Over to Meg Krupe. Krupe now.
They're running a pick and roll. They got Mally back with the ball. And they found Hope in the paint, who's going to go to work.
Oh, beautiful layup there from Hope Turdage, and that is great stuff there. She's up to 20. She's up to 22 now, sorry.
That beats the shot clock. And the Eltham coach is not a happy man.
He's going absolutely ballistic bonkers where we are right now.
He's wisely sat himself down because he's already had an official warning. That's a strip.
Great.
They're going to get out in fast break.
Here we go, still from Chalmers. The 1%er. Oh, Mally keeps it in just. She'll pass it back to Munro. Munro to Chalmers.
Chalmers in the pick and roll with Hope. They found Hope. That should be an easy bucket.
And it wasn't, but a foul's been called.
However, Mally got the cheap foul on the offensive rebound.
This one is close, Jay.
Yeah, there's nothing between these teams, and I don't expect there to be for the rest of the evening. This does not seem like a game that's going to blow out. Very evenly matched.
She was on the left side of the floor there. Chalmers is passing back into Bretherington. Bretherington over to Mally. Mally throws back to Chalmers, who goes for 3, and it will hit the rim.
Mally got the rebound, but she got called for pushing off. Mally now needs to be careful. That's 3 fouls on her, and she's far too an important part of their offensive game to be in foul trouble.
Sean Gillam now for the Wildcats will bring the ball back in their defensive zone.
As I said,
Shreve will bring the ball back in for the Wildcats, and she'll pass it off to Gillam. Gillam with a quick hand over to Panousis. Still in three-point territory, just outside the three-point range.
They love that deep too.
And that was a great deep shot there from Vanessa Panousis, and it's back to that margin as well, 2 points.
Seems to be her range. She's hit a few from there tonight. It's a shame she can't extend it a little bit to the 3 to get the extra point.
Layup is successful from Michaela Peterson.
Yeah, that was a lovely backdoor cut reverse. They're not as easy as they look. Oh, she's gone straight to the rack.
And no,
what a strip.
That's it.
I guess that's why Hope's a center and not a point guard. We all love to handle the ball, though.
Bretherington passes over to Peterson.
2 shots.
As we see Hayley Munro gain a quick word from Goodman.
Abby Ellis for Eltham is subbed off.
I'm not going to lie, but I can hear the rain through my effects there, through the tin roof, through the basketball stadium.
Look, as a player, there's nothing better than that because it drops the temperature in here. There's nothing worse than playing in the humidity.
Oh, it's probably nothing worse than being here, as they'll get the extra point there from through Peterson. Up by 3, 53-50, 2:25 left in the third. Vanessa Panousis now for the Eltham Wildcats. She's had an alright game too, 13 points. Vanessa Panousis for the Wildcats. As Chelsea Brook goes and hits
That's
it.
an and 1. She's got the points and the foul. Chelsea Brook is their main scorer tonight. She's given Hope Crittich all kinds of trouble.
Brook now goes to 13. She could go to 14 and tie this up here with 2:12 left in the third.
They need to get back to that to Eltham. They need to play inside out through Brook. Either need to dump it in low to her or get the other Chelsea going. It seems to just be the 2 Chelseas carrying this Eltham team.
She'll miss that one, but Chalmers will pick it up for the Eagles. Over the ball goes.
I think Eltham have worked out the inside out set.
Chalmers will go for 3. Off the wind. And we're having a bit of issues.
I'm getting attacked by sponsorship posters.
As Panousis tries to go for 2 deep. She couldn't. So we got Schweers now. Schweers back to Panousis for the Wildcats. Over to Brook. Brook now. It will hit the rim. And it'll be rebounded by the Eagles in this one. And they're still leading by 1.
The point guards for Eagles need to get their head up, though. The ladies are running out in transition and just not getting the open looks. Saying that, number 2, Kayla Bretherington's going to get herself to the line. Let's see what her free throw skills are like.
Bretherington will get her first points.
That was a lucky roll.
She's up to 1.
That's a bit better. Need to see more shots like that from both teams.
55-52. 1:19 left here in the third. Eltham trying to go deep. Can they shoot it? They can.
Oh, the stare down off that bucket. You can tell she's got no intention of giving up. Chelsea Swears is all over this game.
And she's definitely telling the rivals, the Eagles, exactly all about it too. As Chalmers.
She's letting them know no one in here is guarding her tonight.
Almost by Peterson. Quickly over now. Here's Vanessa Panousis.
Peterson's going to get called for that reach-in foul. It's before the shot, so it'll be sideline. The coach is trying to get it as a shooting foul, but I don't think he's going to get much luck there.
You're right, though, Jay. It has gone a bit cooler in here at the moment in the stadium.
It's a tied game now. Oh, they have given her the shooting foul.
Good call from the referees?
Don't know. Not one I would have given, but that's why they get paid a lot more money to ref than I do.
Well, Panousis misses the first. 55 all.
She nails the second, though, to give them a 1-point lead. First time Eltham has seen that lead in a while, and a good time with 40 seconds to go.
Chalmers. What can the Eagles do here? They need to conjure up something. They can through Bretherington.
I'd be looking to feed this in to Hope Tredich and let her go to work.
Here we go, Hope. Your girl couldn't get the bucket in the end.
However, number 7,
Hayley Munro scores for the Eagles.
lovely little putback.
Vanessa Panousis now for the Wildcats, over to Chelsea Brook, and she'll get the 3.
Chelsea Brook goes, oh, you know what, you can hit a long 2. Let me hit this step back 3 over you.
Here we go, 8 seconds left. Chalmers. What can she do? She'll go over to
2,
Featherington.
1, got to get it off. Oh, unlucky. I don't think they realised where the shot clock was.
And time will expire, and the Wildcats had all of the Eagles in that one, and this close one continues as we head into the 4th. It's the Wildcats 59, the Eagles 57. Back here on NBL1, the NBL YouTube channel, and we've got 10 minutes left of Week 1, Night 2 for the women here, Jay. It's the Wildcats up by 2.
Yeah, Diamond Valley have committed 14 turnovers, most of them being live ball, so I imagine they're going to try and cut that down to finish this game out. Eltham Wildcats have really dragged their three-point percentage back in. They're now at 30% for the game, which is pretty respectable, seeing as they were at 15 going into half.
They have indeed. As we kickstart this last term here, it's Schweers now.
Schweers' handles are just amazing.
She's been
ripping
fantastic.
up any defender she wants.
Hits
Oh,
the
that
back.
was a bit of an ugly brick.
It hit the backboard, and
We got a jump ball, and it's Eltham's ball.
I was going to say we'll quickly whip around the grounds. Another warning is 68-53 over Ballarat, and they've just started their final term as well. So the Spectres look comfortable at this point in time in the
That
other
sort
game.
of lead, you'd hope you'd be able to keep it for the game. And that is a big 3 from Chelsea Veers to give them the lead. It's a 5-point lead to Eltham now.
Chalmers, what can the Eagles do to conjure up the lead back here?
They've got to play through Tredich and Malley and just create something. Tredich is getting pushed around in there every time, so we'll see how many fouls she can draw. Where are we? Which one's the old one?
Chalmers brings the ball back in, over to Hope Turdich. Turdich now, can she go for the 2? She can't. It rebounds off the Wildcats as we get a bit of a stats update from Jay Beaton.
Yeah, I was just having a look at some of the fouls. We've still only got the one lady in foul trouble. So it's looking all right, to be honest. That's a turnover from Diamond Valley, and they're trying to get out in transition for the easy bucket.
Great layup there from Caleb Bretherington, and it cuts the margin back again to 3.
The rebounding battle is going to be key in this game. Being such a close game, whoever's leading the boards should be able to control the game.
Chelsea Brook.
There's 9 boards in it to Diamond Valley. We'll see if that'll hold up in the fourth quarter.
She went for 3, hit the rim, and it looks like it's going to be...
That's a very good save by number 16. She just saved a turnover for her team.
Which is Jane Chalmers, and Bretherington will bring the ball back in for Diamond Valley. They really need a 3 here. Sort of calm the nerves a bit.
Jane Chalmers, being the shortest lady out on this court, is working harder than anyone. She's winning all the 50-50 battles. She's just a pit bull out there.
Annalie Malley over to Jane Chalmers. Jane Chalmers tried to go to Hope Turdich, and
that battle between Hope Turdich and Chelsea Brook is going to be deciding the game, I reckon. They're both big-time centers. They're both physical, and they can both get their shot off from anywhere.
The Wildcats last touch that ball, so Meg Krupe, the captain, will bring it back in for the Eagles. So Krupe over to Malley. Malley will hit it.
Malley hits the fadeaway.
2
Jonathan
points.
Goodman looks at that like, it went in, so I'm not going to yell, but that wasn't the shot I was looking for out of that play.
Defense now needs to be on their game here for the Eagles. The Wildcats.
Nothing in it on a 1-point game.
It's getting closer and closer, and it's in for...
Chelsea Swears just ripping up the defense, getting what she wants when she wants it.
She's having a ball tonight for sure, and she's having a great game out there for the Wildcats as they strip and steal. Vanessa Panousis, as we're trying to find out how much she's up to now.
Chelsea Swears is leading the point battle. She's on 23, leading all scorers. I'd imagine she's going to hit 30 tonight.
3-point land at the moment. What can Meg Krupe do? Meg, over to Jane Chalmers.
Meg Krupe just turned down a 3-pointer, which I thought was surprising.
Over to Turdich, to Chalmers. Chalmers for 3.
That's short.
Bit short.
Yeah, Diamond Valley are trying to run their offense through Turdich, either through high ball screens or a high post offense. We'll see how effective this can be, because Chelsea Brook seems to have a number at the second.
When do you think the Eagles will start to run the gauntlet and really sort of press through with their offensive?
They're trying. They're such an even game, and the matchups that we want are just so even on both sides. There's no big dominant advantage for either team.
We've got Chalmers over to Bretherington. She's in 3-point territory. Shot clocked in the 12. Over to Hope Turdich. She'll lose the ball.
Brooks stripped Turdich of the ball, and then Turdich fouled to save the fast break.
Smart decision.
Timeout, Eltham.
As the teams huddle out of their break for timeouts, and we had a bit of a chat just then, Jay, about potentially what might happen in this last 6 minutes 27.
Yeah, this game is going to be decided in the battle of the bigs. Chelsea Brook versus Hope Turdich. Whoever can win that battle, not just in points, but in the screens, the blocks, the running of the offense, that's going to decide this game, I reckon. You've got other helpers in Chelsea Swears for Eltham and Malley for Diamond Valley, but the battle of the bigs is going to decide it.
Here is Malley. She'll try and shoot.
She got a shot blocked.
And way off the mark, Espinosis will...
Yeah, very rarely if you get your shot blocked, is it still going in?
Absolutely it is. Here we go, Gillum now over to Schweers, who's had a great game for the Wildcats in this one.
You can tell she's just too fast. She's just so athletic.
Panusas, the layup there, courtesy of Bridget O'Neill, and the margin is back out to 5 in favour of the Wildcats.
Gone with a massive lineup. They've got 2 ladies that could be considered a lone big. Be interesting to see if Diamond Valley can handle the added size to play against.
Meg Krupe over to Bretherington, over to Malley.
I just said in the timeout that I reckon they need to get it back to Malley. She was hot in the first half. Let's see if she can recapture that and drag this team to a win.
Well, if we look at the score sheet now for Malley, she's still on 20 points, but she definitely needs to hit a few more buckets to try and get the Eagles back into this one. They're down by 5 with 5.5 left in the final.
She seems like a bit of a microwave scorer, though. I think she can get hot in a hurry and drop 10 inside of a minute. She's posting up a smaller girl and screaming for the ball.
Turdich to Bretherington, who'll go for 3, and she'll hit it.
That's nothing but net. That's a big shot to drag them back into it. It's a 2-point game now.
Hit that with pure precision. Ellis.
I'm interested to see who Jonathan Goodman puts on Chelsea Schweers. That's going to be another interesting matchup because she's just so athletic. She's getting where she wants.
The Eagles now can mop up through Chalmers. Chalmers over to Krupe. To Bretherington.
The score here would take the lead or tie the game. It's an important bucket for both teams.
Chalmers directing traffic over to Turdich.
Turdich sealing in the post and screaming for it. Let's see what she can do against Chelsea Brook.
Here we
She's
go.
Going to spin right. Watch it. And she gets it on the shot buzzer.
You called that play there, Jay Beaton. You said Brooks versus Turdich was going to be the main focal point in the last 4.5 minutes, and you nailed it right there.
I wouldn't be
Krupe directing traffic to Malley. Malley to Bretherington. Bretherington back to Malley. She's on
Malley
20.
With the turnaround. Hope gets the offensive board and gets smacked in the act of shooting. They called it sideline ball, though. It's interesting to see that this fourth quarter is a very low fouling quarter compared to all 3 of the others that went into the bonus. Everyone's found their discipline and stopped hacking.
We haven't seen the personal fouls hit in this final yet, but they'll come.
Yeah, I imagine they're saving it for the last minute or 2.
It'll be Krupe to bring the ball back in for the Eagles. They're down by 3. A 3 would tie things up. Chalmers to Krupe. Krupe passes off to Bretherington.
That was almost a turnover.
Back to Chalmers.
Chalmers was thinking about it then.
To Bretherington.
2 seconds on the clock. She's just got to throw
Turdich.
that. Unlucky.
Hit
Those
the
last second shot clocks are hard to make.
Schweers for the Wildcats will get it. And they could breathe a sigh of relief as John Goodman will call timeout.
Diamond Valley is not happy about that. Let's see what Jonathan Goodman can do to stop Schweers tonight.
Back in this one here, 3:03, 71-66. The Wildcats have a handy 5-point lead, and we're speaking about Alex Wilson. Fortunately, not on court tonight.
You can see she's really stressing over there. There's nothing worse than a player when you're injured. You just want to be out on the court with your teammates trying to win. She's probably going to bite every fingernail off watching this one.
If she doesn't have any more at the moment.
Yeah.
She might have to buy into her hands.
5-point game, 3 minutes left.
Chalmers will bring the ball back in from a Krupi pass. She'll pass it off to Bretherington. They're in 3-point territory at the moment.
I feel like they're trying to set Hope Tridich up.
And the Eagles with the ball back.
They've called a foul on Eltham 14.
Which is Rihanna Barton. Krupi brings the ball back in to Chalmers. Almost a strip there off Malley from
Looking at it, I think
Gillum?
they meant to say 13 though, seeing as there's no 14 out on the court. Sometimes refs get to drop the extra finger here and there.
Yep. So Malley now to go to the bucket for 2.
Malley could really use that. Seeing it go through the net, nothing but helping a shooter's confidence.
Now's
Get
the
a couple
first.
easy ones, and then suddenly the threes are dropped for her.
Here we go. They're 4 down. Oh, and they all look like it was 3
Hope
down.
got the steal and got smacked going down the lane. Did Kayla Brethington, I would imagine, is going to the line off this. She got smacked trying to go down the lane.
And this is exactly what the Eagles need as well. They're down by 4. They need these buckets.
Well, this could cut it to 2, and then it's a 2-point game with 3 minutes left. This is what you call do or die scenarios, folks.
A swish on the first bucket there from Bretherington. It's fantastic stuff from her. Up to 8 now she is. She can't get the second.
Although Malley pulls out the offensive rebound, let's see if we can turn this into an old school 3-point play.
Bretherington almost with the layup. She gets the ball back into her possession.
She's gained a foul, but they're in the bonus, so that becomes shooting foul again. There's going to be a lot of free throws for this last 2 minutes.
Hang on tight. Hang on tight.
Let's see if she can hit both this time.
2:35 left in the fourth. Can Bretherington keep her composure here?
Through 3 quarters, they're shooting 75%, which is a respectable number, but no coach is happy with that.
Fouled on the first attempt of the bucket. Can she get at least 1 of 2? The
Yes,
nerves
she
have
can.
calmed. Back to 2. Exactly where we want them. The Eagles want to be at this point in time. The Wildcats with the ball through Vanessa Panousis.
This is a big possession for Wildcats. If they can move the lead to 4 points, they're going to start feeling comfortable.
From one Chelsea to another, that was Brooke.
On-ball screen, and they fight through it. Let's see what they can set up now.
Vanessa Panousis.
They're going to call that foul on Hope Tridich. Yeah, little push, trying to go through the lane.
And that's her 3rd foul of the game.
Jonathan Goodman's called subs. Number 5 on.
Ivana Vasiljevic is on court now for the Eagles.
And now Brethington takes a seat.
Schwiz
2:15 left.
brings the ball back into Brooke.
Oh, no, that's just nerves. Look, she's just walked back on the court. It's a close game. She made a silly foul. Happens.
I think Vasiljevic was trying to go for the backcourt violation, trying to push Panousis back in that backcourt there. Failed to do so. And the Wildcats will pay dividends from this foul.
Called reaching foul. Jonathan Goodman is not happy. That break for Brethington did not last long.
It did not at all. So Brethington will be back out on the floor, and Ivana Vasiljevic is going to take a seat.
Maybe that sub was just to get her a little bit of breathing room and get a chat from the coach.
Goodman knows how important Brethington is in his last 2 minutes and 9 seconds of this game. Ellis over to Panousis now for the Wildcats.
Both teams are in the bonus, so any foul from here on out is free throws. Neither team's going to want to give up a cheap foul.
Ellis will go for 3.
That's unlucky.
The shot clock expires, and
Mally's directing the offense, looking for Chalmers.
The Eagles can break away here. Krupe over to Chalmers. Chalmers.
They're trying to swing the ball. That's a dribble handoff. Is she going to make something of it?
Bretherington in three-point territory they are. Shot clock down to A. Krupe
drives down the lane.
Try to go deep in the paint.
The refs have called a foul, and we'll see who they've called it on. 15 offensive charge. That's on Krupe.
92 seconds left in this one, and the Wildcats are up by 2, 71-69. And it'll be Sian Gillum who will be bringing the ball back in, or Sean Gillum, is it?
Sean. This is a good opportunity, though, to talk about the Diamond Creek girls that are out here. These will be one of the junior teams. They're doing the floor wiping so that it's not slippy. The shoes we wear just aren't built to go on water. It's lovely to get the juniors involved and hopefully give them someone to look up to. These should all be role models for younger ladies out there.
So how much grip do you normally get in a pair of basketball shoes normally for a game like this?
So I'm not a professional by any means, and I'll go through a pair of shoes a season. Professionals go through a pair a game. Grip is essentially rubber. The second it starts wearing down, it does not come back. The more athletic or the heavier you are as a person, the quicker you'll wear through your grip, and you have no grip on water. That's why those floor wipers are so important.
Chelsea Brook now gone to the line for the Wildcats.
Hope Tridic should be in foul trouble now. That's 4, one more, and she's going to have to sit the rest of the game, which no one wants.
Brook gets the first points of this free throw now. She's up to 19.
And she nailed the second.
Brook up to 20, and the Wildcats are up by 4, and they'll get the steal from Brook to
Jonathan
Panosis.
Goodman is not happy, and I think he just asked for the next timeout. He's talking to the ref now. He's going to have to be careful.
They're going to have to go deep here.
It's a 4-point game, one big stop, and they're straight back in this.
Panosis.
Oh,
and
that's
a shot.
Big hit. I was right. Jonathan Goodman's called a timeout.
And that came from Chelsea Schwiz
That's
as well.
his last timeout for the game, though.
73-69, Wildcats in front. You're John Goodman now. Jay, how would you comprehend that your team's down by 7 with under a minute to go?
So I'd want to be running some sort of low post action for Hope Tridic, and on the weak side running a dual flare screen to get, I can't say her name right now, Melee open for a 3. That way you've either got the easy 2 with Tridic or a 3 with Melee.
So Chalmers will bring the ball back into Krupe. Krupe will try and go deep. They've got to run the gauntlet now, the girls. They can't. The Wildcats will get the ball back. They can...
I guess Eltham realised they were trying to get it to Tridic too. They fouled to send them to the line, hoping they miss and can easily just knock a 3 down to cut into this league.
Another personal foul. Who was that off of?
It's 3 fouls on her. They've called subs Eltham on Eltham, 22 off.
Abby Ellis will take a spell, and it will bring on Bridget O'Neill.
Number 5.
As Panosis will get the first bucket.
This is what you call the free throw game. So for every time we shoot, miss or score, we're going to foul again to send her back to the line, hoping she misses and that we can hit and slowly cut into this deficit.
And Panosis will go 2 for 2.
We will be going for quick shots.
Malley, they have to go now. Chalmers, back to Malley. Malley over the Bretherington.
Burning too much time. They really need to get a shot off.
They're rushing here. Turdich
Mally's
over to Malley. She'll hit it.
That's a 3. Watch for the quick foul. They've got to be careful.
Panosis.
There you go. There's the foul I was looking for.
Smart on Malley to get the personal
foul.
foul.
That looks like they're going to call unsportsmanlike. Unsportsmanlike means she wasn't going for the ball, meaning they're going to get the 2 shots and the ball back. It's a new rule brought in this year to stop intentional fouls.
Oh, wow. I think Malley's even talking over it with Coach John Goodman about it right now as well.
Look, he wanted her to foul, but he wanted her to disguise it a little bit. It's become a bit of a sticking point, this new rule.
Panosis will hit the first bucket. They're up by 7, 79-72, 28 seconds left. And she'll miss the second.
However, they will get the ball back at the halfway line. It's Eltham Wildcats' ball. Diamond Valley need a quick steal.
They do indeed.
If Jonathan Goodman gets any closer to that line, he's going to have to put a singlet on.
Gillen will bring the ball back in over to Panosis, who's on 9 points at the moment. Oh, sorry, on 17 points. She's had a great game, and another foul called this time on Chalmers.
This time it's not an unsportsmanlike because they've deemed she was going for the ball. They're going to get the 2 shots, and then Diamond Valley will get the ball left. Diamond Valley really need her to find donuts at this line. However, that is 5 fouls.
And
she is fouled out. Jane Chalmers is fouled out for the rest of the game. She has to take a seat.
Ivana Vasiljevic will come on for the last 21 seconds of this game. Vanessa Panosis will put it in through the hoop.
Hope and Malley are both on 4, so they can't afford to foul either, otherwise they're out of the game.
They need to go deep here.
They're looking for Malley. She's found the shooter in the corner.
Good shot.
Oh, that's banked. I don't know if that counts. She didn't call it. And while I say that, the Eltham Wildcats coach has wanted to talk to his players about that one.
6 points in at 81-75. The Wildcats are still up.
14 seconds to go. A point of note, both Hope Tridich and Malley have 4 fouls, so neither of them can be the one to commit the foul to try and get the ball back. Otherwise, they will be sitting on the bench for the rest of this game as well.
And they'll be joining Jane Chalmers, who's fouled out for the whole game. She's at 5. The Wildcats have this in the bag.
I'd expect Wildcats to try and essentially play piggy in the middle, avoid the foul, and run those 14 seconds out.
They're going to milk this.
And it's in.
Oh,
she got the steal.
To Panosis. They're trying to keep the ball in their possession here, and that's another foul.
They've called jump ball instead, and that's a Diamond Valley ball. That is a big possession.
That is big.
If they can get Malley an open 3, that cuts it to a 3-point deficit, and Goodman has realized this and called timeout. We'll be back in a minute.
We come to the conclusion here of the women's game. NBL1 Night 2, Wildcats 81, Eagles 75.
I'd imagine they're going to set up Mally in the corner for an open three, have Tridic set a screen, and then dive to the hoop.
A Bretherington to bring it back in for the Eagles.
Mally's gone low post. She gets the and one. So her points are good, and she's at the free throw line.
Exactly what they wanted.
Yep. Cuts. If she can hit this, it cuts it to 3. That's 5 fouls. Chelsea Brooke. Just trying to work out who the foul was called on, sorry. Number 13 has 5 fouls and has to sit for the rest of the way.
Which is Sean Gillum.
My apologies to her earlier when I called her Cyan. I was corrected at the halftime break.
Can Mally get this? She can.
Eltham have used their last timeout.
They're going to need a Hail Mary here now.
Well, I
the
imagine
Eagles.
they're going to Eltham are going to advance the ball and just try and hold it for 3 seconds. Diamond Valley are going to have to be lucky. And we're back. Nobody has a timeout, nobody has a foul to give, and there's 3 seconds in a 3-point game.
What was that there,
Technical
Jake?
foul on number 24. That is a huge call, and it's also her 5th foul. She's out of the game. I wish I had a mic on the court to know what she got teched for.
So we bid farewell, unfortunately, to Annalie Malley of the Diamond Valley Eagles. She's been fouled out.
She also needs to calm down a little, or she's going to get herself in trouble with the office.
Well, next week we're back here for the doubleheader as Diamond Valley will take on the Basketball Australia Centre of Excellence.
Mally's just been notified she has 5 fouls and has had to sit.
Not a bad spell for Annalie Malley. She's had 27 points in this game. So she'd be pretty happy.
She's getting a standing ovation as she has to walk off for the tech.
As well, she deserves it as well. 27 points for the whole game. It's still a fantastic amount.
Yeah, she had her first unsportsmanlike, then her second tech. That's an ejection. She is out of here. However, if anything, that's endeared her to the crowd more.
We're just waiting for the clock to reset to, I think, 3.2 seconds from memory.
Jonathan Goodman's now worked out who he's bringing on. Peterson's checking back into the game. The tech gives them a no lineup free throw and then the ball back.
So it'll be Vanessa Panousis now for the Wildcats. And she'll sink it for 4. It's 4 points now, 82-78.
She's got one more to come and they get the ball back at the sideline. The clock is still resetting, so this shall be interesting to see what they stop it on.
It's like we're going back in a portal here, Jay.
Well, the thing is this clock resets by the minutes, not by the seconds, and it's actually quicker to just run the seconds down than to sit there with your button.
So we're going to keep the seconds running here. We'll find out eventually how long is still left in this one.
I think it was 2.8, but I could be mistaken.
3.4.
That's a little bit better for Diamond Valley,
Yep.
but it's still Eltham Wildcats ball.
You were just off by 0.6 of a second there.
Reaction times are a bitch, I guess.
Vanessa Panousis. as she's waiting on the ball to go back. The men's side is...
The referee's just explaining to the score bench what was happening. I think that's the hold-up.
That's fair enough. The men's side look ready to go as well. We're here for the double-header. And Vanessa Panousis will sink it, but waits.
No, her feet were on the line, so it is called off. No basket. Sideline ball, Eltham.
Reprieve there in a short term there for the Eagles.
Well, it saved us 1 point, but we'll see if we can get the ball back quickly.
The Wildcats will go deep in this last one. They'll milk it now, and they can through Schwepp.
Oh, we've got the breakaway. Oh, Hope Trudich missed the buzzer beater. That would have made it a 2-point game.
And a full time here at the Diamond Valley Basketball Stadium. It is Eltham 82 to Diamond Valley 78. Entertaining stuff. Jay, really quickly before we reset for the men's game, what did you make of that?
That was a powerhouse game between two of the monsters of this conference. Both teams have a dominant big and a dominant scorer. It'd be interesting to see where they end up, and this wouldn't surprise me if this was one of the finals matchups at the end of the year.
It's going to be fantastic to watch as well. So, as we said, the Basketball Centre of Excellence will make their way to Diamond Valley Stadium next week, whereas Eltham will get to play their first home game of the season. They'll take on the Waverley Falcons.